Good morning, everyone. I'm Inspector Paul Krofchek of the Integrated Gun and Gang Task Force, and I'm pleased to be here today. I know there's a lot of interest in this incident, and I hope you can also appreciate that information is very limited at this time, so I only have so much. What I do know, I will advise you of, and I will take a few questions at the end. This morning at about 2 a.m., police were called to a shooting at the residence behind me here. When officers arrived, they located a male who was suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. That male was taken to hospital in serious condition. That person was working, apparently, as a security guard at the residence. He was standing outside of the gates in front of the residence when the shooting occurred. We have individuals who obviously performed the shooting who were seen in a vehicle. I do not have a description of the vehicle or the suspects at this time. Again, it's very early on in the investigation. I cannot speak to a motive at this time because it's so early, but as we get information, we will share it with you. Anyone with information is asked to call 416-808-2510 or Crime Stoppers. You can expect to see an increased presence in this neighborhood for the next little while, but it's no different than any other shooting or firearm discharge. We'll have officers here looking for witnesses to come forward, as well as we canvassing for video. I'll now take a few questions.
Was Drake home, and is he cooperating with this investigation?
I cannot confirm if Drake was home at the time the incident occurred, but I can tell you that we are in contact with his team and they are cooperating.
To what extent is the rat beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar part of the investigation or focus?
So I am aware of what you're talking about, but it is so early in the investigation that we don't have a motive at this time, and so I cannot comment further on that.
While the motive may not be confirmed, if that is something that you're looking at, knowing that this beef crosses borders into the U.S., is there anything being done in the investigation to maybe prevent a potential suspect from leaving Canada?
So this is no different than any other investigation, okay? Like, it's maybe more high profile because there's more people here, but we treat it like any other incident. So we'll be using all our resources. Our teams will be doing as much as they can to investigate this, but it'll be no different than any other investigation at this time.
The man who was shot still in serious condition. Have you been able to talk to him? Has he not been able to give you a suspect description? And how is there no video yet of the car that fled?
So I can tell you that all I'm going to say about the victim is that he's still in the hospital in serious condition. And I'm not going to just. No, I'm not going to at this time.
This is obviously a very well-to-do neighborhood. There's likely a lot of video around. Have you guys begun your canvassing? Do you expect to get a good amount of video involved with this?
I would be surprised if we didn't. I can say that we've already collected some video evidence which captures the incident.
You said suspects plural. Can you say, are we talking 2, 3, or more?
No idea at this time.
And would you characterize this as a drive-by shooting, or more specifically, did they stop and open fire?
I'm not going to get into specifics about the investigation at this time, just that a vehicle was involved and then fled the scene. That will be part of our investigation, but again, we're very early on.
How did the 911 call come in? Who made it?
I don't have that information.
Was this security guard alone? Were there other security guards here too?
I don't have that information.
In the incident, did it look like the security guard was the target? Were they trying to get past him?
Don't know at this time.
You said you have video capturing the incident?
Yes.
The actual shooting?
Yes.
And you can't give us a description of the vehicle?
Nope, not at this time.
Because you don't want to release it?
No, because we're dealing with video quality issues, correct? So as we have information and we're able to analyze video better, then we'll be able to provide more information.
You mentioned that the shooting occurred outside the gates, but there are markers inside near a garage, and there's an area cordoned off there. Would shell casings have gone that far? Why would that be?
I haven't even walked up to the scene, so I can't comment. Oh, thank you.
Do we know how many shots were fired?
Just to bring you up to date with the shooting outside Drake's house in Toronto, at the moment there are no direct links between. There's been obviously rap stars have Twitter beefs, and Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been going back and forth with diss songs and like Shade, all of that sort of paraphernalia that goes on social media. Clearly, it's another angle.
A shooting has occurred outside the home of Canadian rapper Drake, the incident occurring in the wake of Drake's ongoing beef with fellow rapper Kendrick Lamar. CP24's Courtney Heels is on the scene with more. Courtney, we see the police tape behind you. What more can you tell us?
Good morning, Marcy. I can tell you there is a pretty heavy police presence along this road. This is Park Lane Circle. It's the street that Drake lives on. This is as close to the scene as we can get. You can see they have a Toronto police van here, a couple of officers blocking the road, also yellow police tape here too. Now, Chopper 24, that's our newsroom helicopter, was able to get over Drake's home earlier. And in that video, we saw some yellow police tape in the courtyard of his home. Also some people going in and out of the house. And as you reported, that CP24 reporting there is a source confirming there was a shooting outside of his home. We do not know if Drake was home at the time, and this is all happening in the wake of this ongoing feud with another artist, Kendrick Lamar. We don't know if there's a connection here just yet. We are in touch with Toronto Police to see if they can share any more on this investigation. They are staying pretty tight-lipped, but what I can also tell you, police are sharing that they are investigating a shooting in this general area where we are. This is the Bridle Path neighborhood. Police say they were called to the Lawrence and Bayview area at about 2 in the morning. That's really close to where we are. At that time, that was a shooting investigation, and police and paramedics told us a man, an adult, was rushed to hospital with serious injuries, and they were still looking for a suspect seen leaving the area. Now, we've reached out to police to see, okay, is that shooting that was clearly very close to that connected to this one? They're just not saying just yet. We expect an update on this pretty soon, especially given the attention this is getting this morning right now. But the latest on this breaking news, a shooting outside of Drake's home happened sometime overnight. We don't have any further details. We don't know if the artist was there, but this is a pretty significant police presence in this neighborhood. Marcia, as I say, this is as close as we can get. I was actually on the other side of the road here, and again, entirely blocked off by cruisers, and we can not really see from this vantage point, but our chopper overhead was able to show us police in the courtyard of the home, and there's some yellow police tape up there too.
Okay, you've hit a couple of key points that I wanted to follow up on. So we don't know exactly what time the shooting occurred, Courtney?
No, and we're kind of going off of the other update from Toronto Police with that suggestion that they did investigate a shooting overnight at about 2 in the morning in the Bayview and Lawrence area. And again, they're not saying, okay, that's close enough to hear this is the same shooting, just not yet. They're staying pretty quiet on this one. So we're just waiting to get more information. But we do know this happened at the very least overnight, because first thing this morning, this is what neighbors in this residential area, I guess you could say, this is a very affluent neighborhood that we're in. They woke up to this heavy police presence and obviously a lot of questions about what happened too.
Yeah, and to that, and I know you've just arrived on the scene, and for our viewers across the country, you kind of touched on it there too. This is an affluent neighborhood, but it's pretty open. Yeah. Everybody knew where Drake lived. Yeah. There is a lot of space between the houses. The homes are mansions. Have you had a chance to speak to anyone? Are people able to leave the neighborhood and drive out? Are things blocked off? Set more of the scene for us there, please. Again, for the benefit of our viewers across the country who aren't familiar with this area, we know in Toronto is the Bridle Path.
Yeah, so anybody who lives in the Toronto area likely is pretty familiar with this neighborhood, Bridle Path, big mansions. It's a gorgeous neighborhood, a lot of space between these homes too. In terms of the actual location where Drake lives as well, it is well known. A lot of people know he lives on this street right behind me here. As for talking to neighbors, I haven't just yet. Keep in mind, it's not as simple as kind of knocking on doors. I mean, I literally have to go up giant driveways, and I will do that. We just arrived here because this is a story that really broke only 45 minutes or so ago. So we wanted to get here, of course, first to give you this perspective. There are some homes along here, Marcia, that I see are within the yellow police tape, so I'll keep an eye out, of course, to see if anybody's going in and out. Other homes in the area, there's no impact there. Many, once they do come out of their home, they'll likely see this because the whole road is blocked off.
Okay, great reporting.
Not clear if Drake is in the home or was in the home last night, Natasha, or exactly where on the property the shooting took place, whether it was inside the home, on the front lawn, outside on the street, or where exactly. it took place. A source has told CBC News the person that was shot was a security guard, and that police were told that that person was unconscious and had received a gunshot wound to the upper chest. And again, that person was rushed to hospital. We understand they underwent some kind of surgery. We don't have an update on that person's condition what the state is of their health right now. Those are all the details we know so far. Now, again, police obviously on scene. We're hoping they'll give us a bit of an update as soon as possible so we can learn more about what happened here early this morning.
Well, one of the questions it's raising, Megan, is, of course, Drake has already been in the headlines. I don't know how closely everyone's been following this, but if you follow hip-hop or if you're following entertainment news, Drake has been in this ongoing battle, this rap feud with Kendrick Lamar. So tell us about that a bit.
Yeah, and that's really been heating up over the last few days. It's a feud that's been going on for years, but it really has ramped up in the last couple of days with both musicians releasing multiple tracks aimed at each other, containing lyrics with pretty ugly personal insults. One of the songs that Kendrick Lamar released when he put it out on his social media channels, the cover art for that track included an image of this house behind me, of Drake's house, an aerial shot. Now, it's pretty well known that Drake has a mansion in Toronto, in this area of Toronto, but that image of his exact house had been put out by Kendrick Lamar. And again, both artists taking shots at each other through their lyrics, very ugly feud that has had a lot of people talking in recent days. And then this shooting at the house earlier this morning. Now, there is absolutely no evidence to suggest that feud is connected to what happened here last night, but people online certainly who do follow the two rappers are certainly talking about it, and quite likely that'll be one of the questions for police if they speak to us this morning, Natasha.
CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick.
Dortie Hills, thanks so much on the scene of what is our breaking news.
Let's dive into the world of rap beefs with a specific focus on Drake, one of the biggest names in the music industry. Throughout his career, Drake has found himself entangled in several high-profile feuds with other artists. These rap beefs have not only captured the attention of fans, but have also propelled Drake's music to new heights of popularity. One of Drake's most infamous rap beefs was with Meek Mill. The feud began in 2015 when Meek Mill accused Drake of using a ghostwriter for his lyrics. Drake responded with the diss track Charged Up, followed by Back to Back, which became a massive hit and further cemented Drake's status as a rap heavyweight. The feud eventually simmered down, with Drake coming out on top in the eyes of many fans and industry insiders. Another prominent beef in Drake's history is with Pusha T. This feud escalated with Pusha T releasing Infrared, which took shots at Drake. In response, Drake dropped Duppy Freestyle, where he fired back at Pusha T. The feud reached its peak with Pusha T's scathing diss track, The Story of Adidon, revealing personal information about Drake. Despite the intense back and forth, the beef eventually cooled off, leaving a lasting impact on both artists' careers. Drake's rap beefs have not only attracted attention to his music, but have also showcased his lyrical prowess and ability to navigate the challenging landscape of the music industry. These feuds have become an integral part of Drake's legacy, solidifying his reputation as a formidable force in the world of rap. In conclusion, Drake's rap beefs with artists like Meek Mill and Pusha T have shaped his career and left a lasting impact on the music industry. These feuds have not only showcased Drake's talent as a musician, but have also added a layer of drama and excitement to the world of hip-hop. Love them or hate them, rap beefs are an essential part of the culture, and Drake has proven time and time again that he's more than capable of holding his own in the arena of competitive music.